Monster Hunter is one of my favorite games. And listen, I play a lot of games, like an unhealthy amount of games. But even with all of the internet at my disposal, as well as all of the games I already own, I always find myself coming back to Monster Hunter. Now listen, I'm no professional reviewer, and I'm not planning on analyzing the gameplay or the story in any meaningful way. I just want to talk about why I like the game, any complaints I might have about the game. Maybe I'll name these reviews regular guy reviews. Regular reviews. Rello's reviews. Rello's reviews. I kind of like that. YouTube intro time. Hey everybody. Nah. Maybe I'll call it Rello Recommends. Because I just like recommending things to people. Either way, today we're talking about Monster Hunter. One of my favorite games. Monster Hunter Rise started on the Switch, so the graphics weren't too crazy. But it does make up for that with a solid visual style for Monster Hunter. It later got a Steam release, which gave it a graphical and technical upgrade, which you can push even further with mods such as reframework and MHR overlay. It's no Monster Hunter World, but I do like the solid art style that it brings to the table, and I'm not really a stickler for realistic graphics on all my games. I find the environments to be pretty beautiful, and I think the characters are well animated and lively. Oh my god, the monsters. We got bears, polar bears, snow rabbit, bears, T-Rexes, chickens, monkey, bird monkey kinda funny, turtle is composed of real turtle if I'm dumb, chameleons, invisible, got the poison dose, spiders, and of course we got dragons.
Actually, Rill, they're called wyverns. Wyverns have 2 legs and 2 wings. Dragons have 4 legs and 2 wings.
Anyway, we have your normal dragons, we have your saber-toothed tiger dragons, we got the horny dragons, we have the boulder dragon. What the hell is that? My point being, there's a great variety, many different sizes, many different types. The monster AI feels pretty smart. It's not as convincing as World's monsters maybe, but still, seeing 2 monsters duke it out over a territory is always a good time. Sometimes after running away, the monster might find smaller animals to feast on. This will end up restoring the monster's health. It can also do the same thing by hiding away and sleeping, although sleeping leaves it way more open to attack. Going back to territorial battles though, when one monster hits another, it'll put it in a stun state where you can wrangle and mount the monster. Then you can use that monster to fight other monsters! I use monsters to fight against each other all the time, especially if I'm playing online. Just yoink me up a little stink meat, find a monster that we're not actually hunting, bring that monster to the hunt. Overall, I'd say the design, the variety, the behaviors, it all gets an A+ from me. Every weapon's a good choice. Each one's a viable option if you ask me. I don't play all the weapons equally. So I can't tell you definitively which weapon is better than others. Each weapon can make the game feel drastically different to play, which is great, because you can spend about 20 hours just hunting with the hammer, and then decide, hey, I'm gonna play a third-person shooter with the bow gun, or maybe you want to play Devil May Cry with the longsword. I'm pretty bad with planning out my videos, so instead of giving you a deep insight on each weapon, I'll just give you a quick overview of each one. The longsword. If you like anime, this is probably one of your favorite weapons. It's got a good reach, strong spirit blade moves, and many opportunities for counterattacks. Plus, I mean, come on, it looks cool, like... The great sword. It's definitely one of the simpler weapons. I mean, it hits hard, but it's a little slow. Its combos are definitely less complex than something like the longsword or the switch axe. But it makes up for that in raw damage. Speaking of the switch axe, it's cool as hell, but it's definitely got a more complex fighting style, with basically 2 weapon types to juggle. First, you have your axe mode, which is a lot faster and doesn't do quite as much damage as the sword mode, but you'll be using it a lot, as you have to build up your sword meter first. I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I just go monkey brain and start holding a wild swing until the monster hits me. Once you've built up your sword meter, you'll be able to switch to sword mode, which is slower, but it hits a lot harder. That's the general gist of it. It's a lot more complicated than that, but I do not want to explain all that. The hunting horn is one of the best supporting weapons. You'll be constantly buffing your teammates in the middle of your own combos. And the combos hit hard, almost like a hammer. Charge blade. I don't play this one, so I can't really speak on it. Up next is the insect glaive. This is one of the best weapons for movement. Just hop around the map, all over the place if you want. And I mean, look at this little bug dude. Just look at him. You get to bring these little bug dudes with you? Insects have plenty of different uses, but I mostly just send it straight towards the monster. Have it hit the monster, bring back a little whatever that thing is in the corner. Once you've charged up all three, you've achieved true strength. The gun lance. Oh my god. This is one of the tankiest weapons in the game, I'm not gonna lie to you. You could pile on the damage while being relatively safe behind your shield. It also has options that can keep you mobile in the heat of battle. But I'll admit, it's probably one of the easiest weapons you can use, just because you can hold block the whole time you're fighting. The dual blades. They definitely exist. Yeah, and good DPS weapon. That's the extent of my knowledge though. The bow. A solid choice for ranged attackers. Although you do have to stick close to the monster anyway. It's got good moves like the slide attacks, you can use different arrow coatings, and it's got the dragon shot to top it all off. The sword and shield. Simple, clean, it's always a good choice for any hunt. Perfect all-arounder. You can tell I don't really play it because I'm not talking about its moveset. The hammer. This thing hits hard, and it stuns monsters pretty easily. Plus, it's got the funny Sonic spin dash move. I mean, can you ask for more? The light and heavy bow gun. It's a fun ranged weapon. You can actually stand pretty far away from the monster. Basically turns the game into a third-person shooter, and you get plenty of ammo types to work with. Of course, you've got your different elements such as electric, fire, water, but you also have stuff like the pierce ammo, the paralysis ammo, the exhaust ammo, spread ammo, shrapnel, cluster, recover ammo. Plenty of different ways to go about your hunt. And last but least, the lance. Hey man, it's okay, but I mean, where are the explosions? Trash tier. Lance mains come at me. Let's talk about the movement. Personally, I like the movement in Monster Hunter Rise. I think the addition of the wire bug definitely brings a new type of verticality that Monster Hunter had before, such as in games like World, but it just makes traversal a lot faster and easier to get around. You can also use great wire bugs to traverse through large portions of the map quickly. On top of using wire bugs to mount monsters, you can also use them with your weapons for counters, combos, and heavy hitting finishers. You can also ride your dog in this game? Like, yo, what? That's hard. Like, that's hard, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. The story, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not the craziest story, but you don't play Monster Hunter for the storyline. The storyline just needs to connect why you're killing one beast after the next. You know what I'm saying? And it does that. It does that. I mean, and you like the characters. I like Hinoa and Minato. I like Elder Fugen. The main people are cool, and the side characters make the village feel alive. The grind is kind of crazy though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anytime you want a new weapon, new equipment, you find the same monster a couple of times, brother. You're gonna have to hunt him a couple times, brother. I mean, sure, the more you upgrade, the easier the grind gets, but it's still a grind nonetheless. Alright guys, it's Rello from the future. It's been, I don't even know how many months, to be honest with you. I should have been completed this whole video a long time ago, but with Wilds coming out, I figured, you know, this is the perfect opportunity and motivation to finish this video and put it out in the ether. There's plenty I didn't talk about, such as the smaller details in Monster Hunter. You know, you got smaller things like the two cats that play the drums. One, they play the drums to the music that's playing in the room, which is super cool detail. But also, their names is Badum and Tish. The game is full of smaller details like that, giving it a lot of personality and life. There's animations that all the characters do on their own that give them that little bit of personality. I'm no hardcore fan, you know, putting in 999 hours, but I've
got a decent showing. I want my review to be more of a casual viewpoint, and hopefully, you know, convince people who might be on the fence about playing games like Monster Hunter to give it a try. This was my first real try at like a YouTube video content-wise, you know? So hopefully you stuck around till the end. I appreciate it if you did. If you liked it, give it a like. It'll certainly help me out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And if you really liked it, you know, you can give me a subscribe. I'd appreciate that too. I definitely plan to make more videos in the future about more games that I like. Hopefully I can compile my thoughts a little bit more fluently. Maybe write a script for the next one? I don't know. But that's all I got for you guys. If you see him, give a shout out to old man Mingo. And I'll see you in the wild.